Alright, so this is what's for dinner. I'm using my crock pot. I'm going to use Salem hot dogs. We have Silver Floss sauerkraut. And Hillshire Farms kielbasa. And I'm going to make all of this inside the crock pot. Usually I put it in a pot, but I'm going to use the crock pot today. And then I have potatoes that I'm going to cut up and make mashed potatoes. I like it with the mashed potatoes, so that's how I'm going to cook it. You can chop up the potatoes into cubes, put it in there and have it all together. But if you're going to do that, make sure you wait a little bit while the meat is cooking and then put them in there so that they're not too mushy. If you like a firmer potato, or if you just let it cook it in there and just mix it all together. But I like the mashed potatoes. I used to eat it the other way all the time growing up. But I found to make the mashed potatoes, I like putting all the stuff over it. It actually tastes really good. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to chop these up. You know, it doesn't have to be any kind of way, you know, small, little. It doesn't have to be perfect. Everyone makes theirs different. Probably adds a little bit other stuff to it. I just do it like this. I cut up probably about, depending on it, I probably cut about 10. So that's 2. This is 4. Depending on how it looks and if I see that it's enough, then I won't put any more in. But if I see that we need more, then I will cut more and put more in. For the most part, if you think about it, it's not horrible. It's only 2 grams of carbs for 1 hot dog. So really, if you think about it, you're probably only eating about, depending on your serving size, you're probably only eating maybe about 2 hot dogs, maybe, because they're cut so small. You're probably eating around, you know, the 2, maybe a 3 grams for your hot dogs. And for the sauerkraut, let's see, let me cut this up and put it in here. For the sauerkraut, let's see, it says 2 tablespoons is serving size, and it's 1 carbohydrate. So 2 tablespoons of sauerkraut is a lot. So you're probably getting about that. So that's only 1. So you figure 2, that's 3. And 4, don't move that. You're moving it around. Thank you. So for this is 2 ounces is 4 grams. So you're probably getting about 2 ounces. So you figure 4, 5, 6, 7, that's 7 grams right there. And then for the potatoes are, these are, you know, white potatoes. It's 1 potato for 26 grams. So you're getting the most carbs in your potatoes. So you're probably going to eat maybe about a potato with your mashed potatoes. Maybe it might be like half. So either a full potato or half potato, depending. So it's not horrible on the carb count, as we have 2 children with diabetes, so keeping track of all the carb count. Now, for our one daughter, she doesn't eat the sauerkraut nor the sausage, so she'll eat hot dogs, and she'll sometimes eat mashed potatoes. So usually I have to cook a little bit something different. Maybe like a chicken patty or chicken nuggets or mac and cheese or something like that. I know you're going to say, oh, you shouldn't be doing special, but we actually, you know, that's the way it goes. Not everybody's going to eat the same thing. Not everybody's going to like the same stuff. When I was a kid, I was pretty, I guess most people would say it's picky, but I'm not picky. I just am selective in what I like. But as I got older, my taste buds and my variety of foods grew. So I like a lot of food. I am definitely a food lover for sure. So I'm sure she will do the same as she gets older. I'm not worried. She loves her vegetables. She loves her fruit. So we're all good on that. So I might add a little bit more. It looks like I'm going to need to add more because it is going to be, we figure it's going to be the 4 of us, me, my husband, my 2 girls. My sons are not going to be here, so they will not be eating. Let's see. This might be enough, but yeah, this is what, this is the whole process, you know. I mean, you can add some, maybe some seasonings or something in there, but with the sauerkraut, it really kind of adds enough seasoning for my likings. So that's all up to you on what you want to do and what you want to add. But for the most part, this is pretty basic. It's simple, basic. It's a nice hearty meal. Goes a long way. I've been eating it since I was a kid, so I feed it to my kids as well. Like I said, all of my kids eat it. They don't really necessarily, they never really like the sauerkraut. They would just pick it out and eat the meat, of course.
Not me, though.
But my youngest girl here, she'll eat the sauerkraut. She'll eat a little bit of it. And as they got older, they actually eat the sauerkraut. Obviously not a ton of it, but they do eat it. I think that might be enough. Now I'm probably not gonna add the whole entire bag. I'm gonna wash my hands, so give me a second. Let me go wash my hands. I'm just over here. Wash my hands from that meat.
One of my brothers, they do not like sauerkraut at all.
Yeah.
They do not like it.
They eat a little bit of it, just not a lot of it. All right, I've washed my hands. Sorry, I had to step away. But now I'm going to, I usually do use the whole bag of sauerkraut. Because I will take the bag and I will fill it up with water and I will add it in. Smells good. Crisp and tart. So, and sauerkraut is actually good for you. So, let me get my spoon real quick.
You just gotta open and it's like just put out.
I'm gonna get my spoon. Well, it's actually like a spoon fork thing. Let's see. So I'm gonna add some water to that, and I'm probably gonna add a little bit more meat. So we're gonna add some water to my bag here. Fill it up. Not all the way, just fill it up like maybe halfway or so. Gives it enough water.
Bless you.
So we're gonna do that. Fill it up about halfway. You see it right there. Sort of halfway, a little bit more than halfway. And it's supposed to get the rest of it out. There it goes. Okay. It's supposed to get the rest of it out of there. So that's more than enough water in there. Like I said, I usually do it in a pot on the stove, but I figured I'd do it in the crock pot today. Because I'm doing it a little early. It's only like 12:30 in the afternoon, so I'm going to let it cook for a little bit. Just kind of let that sauerkraut soften up real good. Get the flavors in there. And that's another thing is you don't want... still got the sauerkraut taste. You don't want too much water because you put too much water in there and then it'll just taste like water. It really won't have much flavor. It'll take away from the flavor of the sauerkraut. So that's what it looks like inside. And I think I am going to add a little bit more food, a little bit more meat in there. I'm going to add 2 more hot dogs in there, because I think that'll be more than enough. Because like I said, like to eat all the meat. So having enough in there is you know, a good thing. Because this will probably last 2 days, about, depending on how hungry everybody is. It could last only 1 day and then have some for like a lunch. I'm gonna do probably just a little bit more. I'm just gonna cut one of these in half here. Let's see, I got this little tiny piece in here. So we'll do this little tiny piece here. And so that should be more than enough sausage. And then I have enough sausage in this to have for another meal. Make something else with it. And you can use whatever sausage, hot dogs, whatever you like. I've used different types of hot dogs. I've used different types of sausage. I've even used the little tiny sausages. It doesn't really matter. It's all up to what you like, what's your taste buds like. This is just basically, this right here is how I grew up. How my mother made it, or my dad. And you just use this sausage and these hot dogs with the sauerkraut. Cooked it all up. My mom used to cut the potatoes and put it in the pot, like I said. Excuse me. Put it in the pot and cook it like that. And I did that for a long time too. And then I just said, you know, one day, what if I just do mashed potatoes and put it over it? And I did that, and I continue to make it that way because I like it, and my family does too. So now that's good. I'm gonna turn it on. I'm gonna turn it on high because it takes a while. It takes not a while, but it takes a little bit for it to get up to temperature. Once it gets up to temperature and it's feeling hot, then I can turn it down to low and just let it sit there for a while. So now I'm gonna take my, well, now that I barely touched the cupboard, not with the sausagey hands, I'm gonna wash my hands, because you know, you don't want to get that slimy meat all over the place. So I'm gonna put my stuff back in the refrigerator and wait until dinner time. So thank you for coming along. Oh, there's a hot dog stuck to there. Let's get that in there. We don't want to lose out on that meat there. So I'm gonna clean up my mess. I'm gonna put these. I got a freezer bag up in here in my cupboard. I don't want that to fall. That's glass. Alright, so I'm going to put my hot dogs in a nice freezer bag so I can put it in the freezer. And I always keep the side that has the date on it so I know how old they are and if they're still good to eat. Usually, if we're eating them right away, I keep them in the refrigerator, but most times I put them in the freezer because it is better and lasts longer that way. And yeah, so that's it for it now. So we'll see you when it's time to eat dinner. Have a good one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow my channel. And this is today's dinner for our family. A little bit of a, you know, come with me today. So thank you. Bye.